So we've just had another question from Militia. What if you are having an emergency surgery? Will just a note from the surgeon be okay, or will it have to go into detail about the recovery period?
No, this is something else that students sometimes misunderstand, and feel sometimes they'd have to provide evidence which they find intrusive. You don't. If you're having any sort of surgery or any sort of treatment for which you do not want to give details, you can say that you are suffering from certain medical condition, and you can provide a doctor's note, and the doctor's note will give a bare minimum on the sick note, and that will cover you. There are some circumstances on the non-COVID guide where it talks about personal circumstances that you don't really want to discuss. So if you've got a doctor or a counsellor and you're having real maybe issues with depression, anxiety, or very personal issues, you can get a letter from a doctor or a counsellor to actually say your family circumstances or your personal circumstances are causing you to be anxious at this time, and it's impairing your performance to meet your university deadlines. We do not need to know what is causing you to be anxious or depressed, or whatever the situation is. So we don't want minutiae details about your personal lives. You can give them if you choose to, that's entirely up to you. But if you're wanting to keep stuff personal, then that's entirely up to you. But you're going to have something from somebody to say that your recent circumstances, of course, due to whatever.
I had a quick follow-up question to that as well. What about non-emergency surgeries, or like cosmetic, not necessarily just cosmetic procedures, but non-emergency procedures too? What's the ruling on that?
Cosmetic procedures, unless if you like for a breast augmentation, are very unlikely to be considered. That's a personal choice, unless it was being done for good medical reasons. If you'd maybe had a mastectomy and you were then having a breast augmentation afterwards, that would be considered. If you were having a breast augmentation because you just actually wanted larger breasts, it wouldn't be. It's cosmetic surgery. What you would call non-emergency planned surgery, of course, that's always covered. If you're going to, you've been suffering for some time and then you've been told you've got gallstones, you've got to go in and have your gallbladder removed. That's planned surgery. That would be covered.